Dig it.
Slow drag with Remedy. Ballyhoo, what do you know? The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and the joy of new beginnings as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with I'll Wear It Proudly from King of America, released in 1986. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello's birth name. As a shining example of thoughtfully arranging songs in a particular fashion, I'll Wear It Proudly is the ultimate end of side one piece that leaves the listener eager for more. It is earnest, it's imploring and melodramatic in a way, yet it stops short of being vulnerable or truly sappy. It's a piece that wears its heart out on its sleeve without drowning in the shallow end of lugubriousness. It isn't hyperbole when I say this is one of my absolute favorite songs. I hate these flaming curtains, they're not the color of your hair. I hate these striplights, they're not so undoing as your stare. I hate the buttons on your shirt when all I want to do is tear. I hate this bloody big bed of mine when you are not here. The repetition of the word hate that introduces what is without question a love song is a stroke of genius that goes on to be framed by a simple AABB structure. The end rhymes are not put through any verbal gymnastics. Rather, hair and stare, tear and here, leave the heavy lifting to the incredible embedded imagery and other tricks of language found in this verse. Flaming curtains clearly depict a sweetheart's red hair. Strip lights guide your way down a darkened theater aisle. Then it finishes with the stunning use of the alliteration that links buttons on your shirt with bloody big bed. This closing vision of a full grown person's tantrum is delightful on many levels. Well, I finally found someone to turn me upside down and nail my feet up where my head should be. If they had a king of fools, then I would wear that crown, and you can all die laughing because I'll wear it proudly. The steely, childish confidence that flows through this chorus at its core is what makes this piece so likable, so relatable as we recognize the universal struggle with overwhelming spikes of romantic adoration. It's charming and pugnacious all at the same time. You seem to be shivering, dear, and the room is awfully warm, and the white and scarlet billows that subside beyond the storm. You have this expression, dear, no words could take its place, and I wear it like a badge that you put all over my face. As with the template set down in the first verse, the second verse clings to warm and storm and place and face as it dances double time in the middle. The conjured images continue to tell an epic tale that is captured by strategic words, even if it protests to the contrary. Hot and cold feelings, a fever dream perhaps, gloom and doom battling a sunnier day. The use or perhaps overuse of a term of endearment as the narrator proclaims the unspeakable situation they found themselves in. It is overwhelmed infatuation that is tangled up with flirting, swooning, and escalating carnal desires. I'll wear it proudly through the dives and the dance halls if you'll wear it proudly through the snake pits and catcalls, like a 15-year-old kid Where's a vampire kiss? If you don't know what is wrong with me, then you don't know what you've missed. Honestly, is there a more poetic way to demonstrate the second part of the familiar for better or for worse vow than with actual examples of impending strife? This helps create the added caveat of fair play. Promises are easily made, they're not so easily kept. I'm sure we're all familiar with what a vampire kiss or a hickey, as it might be called, is, but the description is too fun to pass up. So I quote from an article describing 20 types of kisses. It's not a technical kiss. Instead, quote, it's the result of an aggressive kiss. The familiar reddish mark is a bruise left on the skin after someone sucks hard enough on it. Hickeys hurt a little to get, but people think the sucking feels good, especially on the side of the neck. Hickey screamed to the world that you've been up to some hanky-panky, and walking around with one can be embarrassing. Ask permission before giving one. Unquote. It's difficult to imagine anyone over the age of 15 indulging in such a kiss, which helps to augment the imagery of the head spinning romance taking place in this piece. So, with this wonderfully silly and juvenile picture of a kiss fully ensconced, the last three lines in this verse are simply without peer. It conjures frivolous acts as it strikes at the heart of the human, the mortal condition of seeking a connection on a much deeper level. It's important to have our faults understood and embraced. There are few gestures that are more heart wrenching and endearing, in my opinion. We are arms and legs wrapped round more than by memory tonight. When the bell rang out and the air around turned blue from fright. But in shameless moments you made more of me than just a mess. And a handful of eagerness says, what do you suggest? Tonight, fright, mess, suggest. The poetic structure remains unwavering throughout this entire piece as it pulls your heartstrings from the inside. The confessional moments feel nearly wrapped in a protective layer that inhibits just enough bathos to ward off a complete collapse into vulnerability. Now, what do you suppose a handful of eagerness looks like? In all the busted idioms Mr. Costello weaves throughout his canon, this is an expression I was most surprised to learn has been constructed solely from his inspired imagination. Of all the fantastic turns of phrases we have been afforded through each album, one of the most touching, melodic, and chilling still remains. But in shameless moments, you made more of me than just a mess. After a moment to recognize the beautiful sound these words have strung together, the mind is then able to reel with what more than a mess is. What do you suggest? It's extending a hand. It's putting yourself in the firing line. It's the moment you allow someone else to love you. Well, I finally found someone to turn me upside down and nail my feet up where my head should be. If they had a king of fools, then I could wear that crown, and you can all die laughing because I'll wear it proudly. Dig it. Again, this has been a slow drag with I'll Wear It Proudly from 1986's King of America. When you flip the vinyl or the cassette tape over after this piece finishes, the journey continues with a sorry history of GI brides. And while the content found on this singular album might be dire and a bit dour, the holistic feeling it evokes is hopeful, introspective, and utterly human. I'll wear it proudly. could be considered to be a vow to be oneself, and however difficult that might be, it's still worth the effort. And I meant it when I said this is one of my absolute favorite songs. Every time it's played, it just seems to come at you at the very right time. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. Other precious gems from King of America you'll enjoy a slow drag with are episode 4, The Hangover This Morning. It's a slow drag with The Big Light. Episode 33, Friends Think of Her Fondly. It's a slow drag with Our Little Angel. Episode 43, It's Better to Confess. It's a slow drag with Glitter Gulch. And episode 62, The Present Tense. It's a slow drag with Brilliant Mistake. You can find me on social media in all the usual places. Just search for my name, Remedy Robinson, or the name of my podcast, Slow Drag with Remedy. Also, I have slowdragwithremedy.com for you. It's companion blogs, transcripts, and other useful information. And as always, thank you so much for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with Remedy.